Salutation, greetings to the people. More or less, y'all already know, man. It's the real right, your boy Lucky Lou, Justice Rebel TV, JusticeRevolution.org. Back at y'all with another video. I know the buck, I know the vibes, man. You know, we all know we on Justice Rebel TV, man. We building, we learning, we teaching, man. Each one teach one. That's what we do. You know what I mean? Pawn self. I'm masked up. I'm in the airport. Missed my flight. You know what I mean? So I said I might as well bring y'all the good brain food. You heard? What I'm saying? While I'm waiting for I'm waiting to catch this. I'm waiting to catch this next jump off. You know what I mean? I said I might as well bring y'all the good brain food, man. So just stay tapped in, man. Y'all already know how we on over there. Have you on the laws. Have you on the laws, man. Have you on the bills. Have you on keep y'all abreast with the new laws that come out. You know, new laws come out every time. New laws come out on a regular basis, so you gotta be on point. And I also try to keep y'all on point with the new bills that come out. The new bills that come out that they introduce, that they try to make law, because sometimes we gotta fight against the bill to make sure the bill doesn't come into fruition and become law, because sometimes that law is something that's is detrimental to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we gotta fight for a bill and advocate and try to make sure a bill does pass. Like right now, I'm fighting and they're fighting and the people are fighting for the good cause bill. The good cause bill in New York. The good cause bill would entail that certain things, like as far as with the rent and all that, because you know that we got the, like I told you on my last video, the rent strike's been up in New York. Like the rent surge, rent is up crazy in New York right now. Really nationwide, rent is up, but like in New York, some people rent is up, has increased 76%. Some people rent has increased 76%, 75%, 70%, 50%. It varies. You know what I'm saying? Because under the current laws right now that they have right now, unless your apartment is rent stabilized in New York City, if your apartment is not rent stabilized in New York City, there's no limit. Understand what I'm saying? Because this is literal. There is no limit to how much they can increase your rent. You understand what I'm saying? There's no limit on how much they can increase your rent if you don't live in a rent stabilized apartment in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I gave y'all before. I gave y'all the information. I told y'all contact the New York State Homes and Community Renewal people. New York State Homes and Community Renewal. HCR. Homes and Community Renewal. Or you could use the Ask HCR web portal and find out. You contact them. HCR web portal, Homes and Community Renewal, New York State. And ask them, is your apartment rent stabilized? And if it's not, ask them if it qualifies to be rent stabilized. Because if your apartment is rent stabilized, they can only raise your, no matter what the law is. If your apartment, if you live in New York City and your apartment is rent stabilized, they can only raise your rent, I think, between 3 or 5%. No more. It's either, you know what I'm saying? No more. Can't go no more at all. That's the law. As long as you live in a rent stabilized apartment. Now, if your apartment is not, if you check and you find out that your apartment is not rent stabilized, what you would do is see if it qualifies. Now, most buildings that have more than 6 units and that was built in between the mid 1940s to the early 1970s, those apartment buildings. So if you live in a building that has 6 or more units and the building was built between the mid 1940s and the early 70s, then most of those are rent stabilized apartments. You know what I'm saying? Most of those are rent stabilized apartments. You know what I mean? But if you live in one of them buildings and you check and found that it's not rent stabilized, then you could take it, fight it to court, and because they're not supposed to be able to do that to you. That's supposed to be rent stabilized. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. And this is why we fighting for the good cause bill. I just came from New York. I just came from back home, getting with the people. I'm riding with Julia Salazar, 18th District, Brooklyn. I mean, she's pushing forward the good the good cause bill. The good cause bill will, number one, make it where the lease renewal is automatic. Because what they've been doing from the pandemic, since the pandemic, see, gentrification been going on way before the pandemic, right? We already know they've been gentrifying the neighborhoods. But aside from that, since the pandemic, what they've been doing, you got a lot of elites and rich people buying apartment buildings in New York City. They're buying these buildings. So now they buy the building, you live in the building, you've been living in the building 20 years, 10 years, whatever. Boom, this company buys the building. Boom, so your rent, say your rent was $2,000 a month. When your lease is up, you know what I'm saying? The new landlord say, well, if you want to still live here, when he renews the lease, he say, all right, your rent's going to be $4,500. And that's it. If it's not a rent stabilized apartment, he could make it that. I mean, that's why we need the good cause bill, because it'll make it so that, number one, the lease renews automatic, and it'll put a cap on how much they can raise the rent. It should be a limit on how much you can raise rent. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. Don't forget to like, but leave a comment. Don't you think that it should be a limit on how much somebody can raise the rent? And I'm into real estate. Know what I mean? So I'm looking at it from both angles, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like, it should still be some limit. You shouldn't just be able to put. That's like when that dude came out with the pill. What's the one dude who sold the Wu-Tang album and all that shit? Bought the one Wu-Tang album for $1 million. Remember, I think that's the same dude who tried to sell some pharmaceuticals, some type of pills. I think it was for like I forgot what the pill was for, but he tried to sell this shit for like, he raised the price by like 700%. Know what I'm saying? Like crazy. So we got to do. Listen, man. Julia Salazar, she's the senator. She's out of the 18th district, New York. Know what I mean, Brooklyn. She's the one mainly pushing the good cause bill. So you can get with her. You can email her, Julia Salazar. You know what I mean? Salazar. You know what I mean? You can email her. You go Google her name and all her information there. I got her number right here, but for some reason, I don't got the last number. I don't know where it's at. I forgot it. I got her whole number right here. But you can Google it and you can find her press team number, all that, and email her. But you don't just got to get with her. You got to get with the East Borough. You know what I'm saying? East Borough, the borough presidents. You know what I'm saying? The assemblymen, the assemblywomen, congressmen. You got to get, yo, listen, get behind us, man. You bum ass niggas who live at home with your moms, your grandmoms and all that. Y'all don't even know that the rent is up because you don't pay rent. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you're a homeowner. Then you're not a bum ass nigga. But if you living at home with mom, dukes, aunties, uncles, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Then that's a dub, man. You know what I mean? And you should know that rent is up. And if you didn't know, just play your part, man. Now you know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now you know, man. Tap in. Listen, man. Get with your with your political figures in your community in New York City, New York, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, all the boroughs, man. 'Cause this is for the city. You know what I mean? Holler at them people. Let them know, yo, you support the good cause. This how we get bills passed, man. This how we get bills passed, man. You know what I mean? Get that bill, make it become law. Good cause bill. Senate Bill S. Come on, stop. Y'all know I'm in the airport. Senate Bill S3082. That's the good cause bill. You know what I mean? So get on that, man. Email these people. Email, call, get with it. Tie their phone up. Let's make noise so we can get on that and help the people, man. Because people not be able to, they can't afford their apartments no more, man. And that's our aunties and uncles and our family members, man. So get on that, please, man, for the people, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. Leave a comment. What you think? Don't you think that it should be a limit on how much you can raise the rent? That's crazy. Now, let's talk about a bill that has passed and has become law. Now, just recently, if you didn't know about this, my people was in Philly, in Adele, they just passed the, well, they didn't just pass, but it just came into effect. The driving equality law. The driving equality law, this is for Philadelphia. The driving equality law, it stops the police from using those pretextual stops that they would use in order to try to search people of color. Because we're the ones being disproportionately harassed with that. So this is a good this is a good law right here, because it was a bill and we fought for it. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of people. I played my little part. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna act like it's all me. I'm gonna act like I played a major part, but I add my 2 cents in, and I do what I gotta do to try to make sure these things happen. You know what I mean? Whether it's making a video, whether it's emailing, whether it's showing up at a politician's office, you know what I'm saying? Do all that stuff. But the driving equality law, now they cannot use stuff like, oh, you got a broke tail light to pull you over. They can't do that. Just for Philadelphia, they can't do that. They can't use, oh, you got a broke tail light. Oh, your brake light is out. Oh, your registration is expired. They cannot use that to pull you over in Philadelphia anymore. Can't do it. So I think that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a good thing, man. I just want the people to know about that. Y'all people that be riding around in the streets, man, riding around, you need to know about that. You gotta know the laws. So like I said, that just went into effect on March 3rd. The law been passed, you know what I mean? The bill passed and became law. Ben did that. But it came into effect March 3rd. So as of March 3rd, police cannot pull you over if your tail light is out, your tail light not working, your brake light not working, your registration expired. They can't pull you over for that. They can't pull you over for that. That's a bill that we got pushed, that we pushed through, you know what I'm saying? And thank the people for riding for that. Nah, man, because we the ones, people of color, we be the people who be getting harassed. Because they use that stuff as pretext to search your vehicle. They would say, oh, they use the BS just to pull you over, and they want to search your vehicle and all that stuff like that. Nah, I mean, and you know, a lot of times be innocent people, they get caught up. Sometimes they pull women, children, and kids out of cars and everything, man. It's messed up, man. So like I know, you know, police got to do their job in order to entail, not to keep the crime down. So a lot of people probably, you know what I'm saying, riding around, you watch the news, you see these drive-bys and stuff, but at the same time, it's a lot of innocent people. They paint the whole narrative so crazy, because it's more innocent people riding around in them cars than it is criminals. And it's not fair when the innocent persons get pulled over and they getting pulled out, making them put their hands on the thing. And like Philando Castile, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, this guy ended up getting killed. You know what I'm saying? For things like, for these pullovers. You understand what I'm saying? So this is for Philadelphia. Philadelphia, they stopped that. No more of that. So don't forget to like, subscribe. That's a good thing. That's a good thing to know, man. I'm telling you, you gotta know that. You gotta know your rights, man. Know your rights, know the law, man. Know your rights, know your law. Know your rights, know the law, man. Know what I mean? So they pull you over with that shit. Tell them, they can say, listen, man, driving equality bill, man, pass, man. That shit pass. That's the law, man. March 3rd, you can't do that. I mean, now, don't get police so corrupt, they'll do this shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? But this, you know, and you get it on record, and you show him, you get your lawyer, you go to court, you already know the vibes, man. You already know the vibes, man. So, yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's the thing right there. And what else I want to talk about, man? I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, like I said, man, shout out to Ketanji Brown Jackson. You know what I mean? The Supreme Court nominee. Like I said, I'm rocking with her. I like her. I think she's a great pick. One of the best things probably the only good thing that Biden did, Sleepy Joe, since he's been in office. I ain't going front, I ain't jacking Biden's bot. I think he's living up to his name, Sleepy Joe. I think that was a good name that the orange guy gave him. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, but they, like I said, man, before, man, they try to throw a little dirt on her name. They try to make it seem like she supports terrorists and all that. No, she don't support terrorists. She used to be a federal public defender. She's a public defender on a federal level. So she represented, again, like I said, she represented some of the people who want to try to obey. She did her job. That's her job. She was a public defender. So she had to represent them people to the best of her ability. So maybe if she got some of them off of their case or whatever case, that's her job. She didn't show no bias. Actually, that goes to show more that she should be Supreme Court judge for the United States Supreme Court, because she didn't show no bias. I'm not saying that's the only reason, because her pedigree is crazy. Her record is beautiful, it's great. But they try to use that against her, like, oh, she represented the terrorists, she was supporting the terrorists. No, that's her job. And she's not supposed to have no bias, unlike some people who be on these benches and be having bias. She didn't have no bias. That's it, she didn't have no bias. She represented, they that going to try to obey. That's her client, she gonna do what she gotta do. So that's what it is. She representing, man. Shout out to that sister, man. Don't try to dim the light on that queen, man. You can't dim the light on that queen, man. I mean, she did what she's supposed to do. That's her job. So salute to her. I mean, don't forget to like and subscribe, man. Leave a comment. What you think? What do you think about what do you think about that nominee, Ketanji Brown? I think that's a Swahili name too. I mean, I think that's a Swahili name. I could be wrong. I just said I think. So don't quote me on it and just start hopping in my comment like that's not Swahili. But I think it is though. I might bet on it if I was a betting man. You know what I mean? But don't forget to like and subscribe, man. Like I said, I'm in the airport. Nah, I missed my flight, man. I was gonna bring you that good brain food, man. Leave comments, man. Appreciate y'all, man. It's love. Salute.